Hello, good afternoon. It is the 9th of May, about 2:04 p.m. here in New York, and we will be starting our first session of Selenium with Java. My name is Irfan, and I will be your trainer. And before we start talking about Selenium, let me very quickly walk you through how we're going to be running this program. This course is an online course, so we will be meeting for about next 4 weeks. Our sessions, we are going to be meeting for like 8 sessions, and each session is going to be 2 hour long. And today I have kept the timing from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm a little bit flexible with the time, so we could start early or start late. So we could probably by the end of the session today decide if you want to stick to this time or you want to be doing it a little early. All right, now as far as the course is concerned, we do it as an online course, but we will also be recording each and every session, meaning as soon as the session concludes, I will upload the video. It takes about a good 45 minutes to an hour for me to process the videos, and then we will be uploading it, and you will have access to the videos. Now, for those of you folks who have already registered, you notice that you already have access to the videos. Now, in order for you to watch the videos, you have to log into your screencast account. As you can see, we host our videos from this server. So I'm going to be logging in just to show it to you how you can watch these videos. These videos will be available for your unlimited watching for 1 full year. So if you see, we do offer different trainings, and all of our videos for every course is listed here. So since you guys are Selenium with Java, so we will be giving you access to, let's say, the Selenium videos. So we recently concluded the excuse me, the April batch. So you should have the videos for the Selenium April batch. So if I take you in here, as you can see, there are going to be 8 videos. Each video is about 2 hour long. So as you can see, hour 51, hour 52, sometimes a little over 2 hours, sometimes around that time, right? Okay, so I strongly suggest that you should be watching these videos because not every time we do these classes, we will be able to cover each and every topic. So sometimes there is a possibility that because of the lack of time, I might be able to exclude or not being able to do justice to any particular topic. That doesn't mean that we are cutting corners, because a detailed coverage of that topic would have done through our videos. So you could watch the videos as well, right? So that's why I strongly recommend and suggest that you should be watching the videos, and we will be sharing at least 2 previous batches. So April being the most recent one, so we can give it to you April, and the previous one, which probably would be March, I guess, or February or March. So here it is, Selenium March. Again, you would have like 8 videos of that that you would have access to. Okay, now what are we going to be covering as a part of this course? I'm not going to be reading it to you, but you can go right here to our TrainingRite.com website, and under courses you can see that we have these different courses, and Selenium with Java is the one that you should be looking into. Now, one thing that I would like to highlight here is Selenium with Java is, of course, a very, very hot course, meaning that if you apply yourself, if you learn this by committing yourself to the program, there is a very, very good possibility that even before we finish the course, you'll have a job. Why do I say that? Because this is not the first time or the second time or the third time. This is probably the 36th batch I am teaching of Selenium. And on an average, we have about a good a dozen students, dozen to 15 students every batch. And we notice that most of the students, they get jobs, right? When I use the word most, there's a reason for that. Not everybody would get a job. Now, you would ask, like, why is that not everybody is getting a job? Why most people do get, and who are the unlucky ones who are not getting these jobs? Now, here is a way of finding yourself if you are that unlucky one. And I don't have to tell you, you will be able to find it out you yourself. How would you be able to find it out? This is how. There are 8 sessions and there will be 8 assignments that I am going to give you. 8 assignments, 1 assignment every class. Now, the assignment will be in the beginning for the first, second, third class. It's not going to be too challenging. It's going to be easy stuff. You should be able to, knock it out within like 45 minutes to an hour. You should be able to complete those assignments. Starting from day 4 onwards, these assignments will become sort of challenging, and it'll take almost like 2 hours, and for some of you probably would take like 3 to 4 hours for you to complete these assignments. Now, if you find yourself completing all those 8 assignments, then you are the lucky one who will find a job, and I can guarantee you that you would find a job provided you complete all those 8 assignments, number 1. And number 2, you have to keep yourself a little bit flexible with traveling. Meaning, in United States there are 50 states, and every state, I don't care where you live, any state you take in United States, there are at least 2 to 3 big cities, right? So let's say 2 big cities, so 50 states, and each state has 2 big cities, so that we are talking about 100 opportunities. If there is a Selenium job, I can find you, I can place you in one of those 100 places. But if you come back and if you say that, hey, you know what, I have a family situation, I have kids, and I have to take care of my husband, or if you are a man, you say that I cannot leave my wife or my family, find me something within half hour or 45 minutes of where I live. Now, understand this. Out of 100 different opportunities, we have killed 99 of them. Now, we have to look for this opportunity where you live within 45 minutes of it. Not that you will not get one, but what if you live in Oshkosh, right? If you live in, I don't know, Montana, if you live in South Dakota. I don't have any issues with people living there, but the chances of finding a Selenium job in Montana is going to be a little bit difficult. So that's why I say that if you live in a happening city, meaning that if you are like a big city, New York, or if you are in California somewhere like Bay Area, San Francisco, Dallas, Chicago, or you name it, big cities, you know what I'm talking about. Not like, you hardly have like, 5 buildings on the downtown. So if that is not the case, then don't be surprised if you find yourself working before even we finish this course. How? Not because I am telling you, but you go to Dicecom and you look for Selenium jobs. So if you say, I'm looking for Selenium, and let's not give the name of the town. So if you look for Selenium, you would find that all over the country you have Selenium jobs. Doesn't matter where you live, right? From New York to, I think this is searching just for New York area. So for some reason it decided to put that zip code. So if I go with any area, then you would find that, okay, over here from Detroit, Michigan to Carolinas to Utah to California to New Jersey to Virginia to Indiana. So it really doesn't matter. All over the country, Maryland, California, New York, New Jersey, everywhere you have these jobs. Now, if you don't find your city, probably it is not listed on the first page. If you keep scrolling, you'll find your city, or just go and search by your city. The bottom line here is there are jobs. There are jobs. Now, if somebody comes back and tells me that, hey, I'm going to be, I'm finding it a little bit difficult to, get these jobs, I would say that, well, there's nothing wrong with the market. There's probably something wrong with your situation. Now, what do you mean by something wrong with your situation? Well, maybe your resume is not, impressive enough. So, we will help you with the resumes. We will make sure that we provide you with information so that information will help you find the job. So this training is not necessarily just about teaching you Selenium, but the bottom line is I'm sure you're not here to learn Selenium as a hobby, right? The goal here is you should be making money. So you have invested your $399 with me, right? And it is my duty right now to help you every possible way, not to just recoup your $399, but make almost $100,000. And now you would say that, that's a little bit of a push because I don't think I could be getting $100,000. Well, you will be surprised if I tell you that some of my students are making about $140,000. $130,000. So, Rome was not built in a day. So things are not going to happen just like that. So you have to put some efforts into it. Now, it's not about getting a degree that you have to put in like 4 years of studies. I want an hour to 2 hours every day, right? 2 hours if you are a little bit slow in catching up things. And don't be offended. When I talk to you, my intention is not to put you down, not to offend you in any way. Sometimes when you hear me out, you might feel like I'm being a little harsh on you. I don't even know you, so it's not a matter of like putting you down. Whenever, whatever I tell you, it is for your good. So if you take it from that perspective, you would find that whatever I am going to tell you in the next 4 weeks will help you tremendously, because the goal here is to find you a job and find you a decent job. So I don't care what kind of money you are making right now, but you should and you will be making close to somewhere around like $75,000 to $100,000 if you follow me for the next 4 weeks. If I tell you do something, you got to do that. Now, do not come with an excuse. You say that I have to take my daughter to a dancing class. I have to take my son to a basketball game. I have to take care of my mother-in-law, or no, please, for the next 30 days, I want you to totally devote yourself to this program. And the way you could do that is follow what I tell you to do, and I am going to prepare you not just for the interview, but for the job. Now, how will we be doing it? We will be creating the code of what is listed here. Everything bullet by bullet, we will be going, right, and covering it. So as much of information that you see here, I will try to cover through the live sessions. There is a possibility that there might not be like there might not be everything that I could be covering through these live sessions. That's why we give you those videos. In the videos, there is everything that you need to know. There are some folders that I would be sharing you. Those folders, just to give you an example, here. If you go in here, must watch. There are some things that I might not be able to do justice in the live session. So you go in here, and then it'll walk you through step by step as how to do certain things. So look into it. So let's say if the topic is debugging your Java code in Eclipse, how do you do that? If you find that I am rushing it in my live session, well, you come back here and then you spend some time. Notice that here I will give you totally about, let's say, 20 minutes just talking about debugging, and that is more than enough for you to do that. So as an example, there are a lot of videos that you would be watching, and I need your hour to hour and a half every day for the next 30 days, and if you give me that, and the way I will be gauging your performance is through your assignments. If you submit your assignments on time, and if you follow everything that we tell you to do, again, I am having absolutely no doubts in my mind that almost every one of you would be working in the next 30 to 45 days. All right. So with that said, this is an interactive session. When I am talking, that doesn't mean that you just have to sit and listen. If you have any questions, feel free. Ask me if you have any questions. The way we're going to be conducting this course is you will be listening to me during the lectures here, and we will try to keep the course 99% as hands-on. Right? So today is the only day that you'll find me talking. Other than that, I'll be doing a lot of work I'll be doing, and you will be following me, and then you will be asking me questions. There are two ways that you could be asking me a question. You could chat, you could type your question in that chat window. So where is that chat window? On that control panel that you have on the right side on the top. If you expand that, there is on the bottom there is a chat, and let's say I'm typing something here. Hello, how are you? And if I send it to you, notice that each one of you got this message. So if you have a question, you can post that question in the chat window, and I will be seeing that. Now, if you need to talk with me, right, I have muted you all right now. The reason I've muted you is I don't know what's going on in your living rooms, in your environment right now. Some folks take this course from sitting in Starbucks, and probably there is music playing there, so I don't want that feedback, so I've muted you. So if you need to talk with me, I can unmute you, provided you have to tell me that you have a question, and you could do that by clicking on that little icon that will raise a flag, or it flashes next to your name, and then I know that you need my attention. And if I'm in the middle of something, I'll try to finish my thought, and then I will come back and then answer your question. So you said, is each of these courses $399? $399 is sort of like a retail one. Now, if you look into it, and I will not spend too much time on this pricing, but since you asked a question, so I have to respond. So this is, if you buy it as a single course, it is, let's say, $400. Right? So the more you buy is the more you get. It's like the model around Costco or Sam's. So if you go into the pricing, and you notice that if you scroll down, these are the discount packages, and in the discount package there is a 4-course package, there's a 6-course package. You could take 6 courses and it's going to cost you $1,200. So each course would be less than $200. Now notice some of the courses are, to give you an example, C# is $500, right? $499, Selenium with C#. But at the same time, so we also understand that if you have put your faith in us, then we have to deliver. So we deliver not just through our courses, but we also respect the fact that since you chose us, so we will try to give you some discount. So if you look at this, the combo package for both Java and C# is a $599, right? So if you have taken C# for $499, just adding $100, you'll get Java. If you have taken Java for $399, just adding $200 would get you the C#. C# again is in much demand lately, so that's a hot course. So you should also be looking into that. Well, so that's about that. Somebody had raised their hand, so let me just unmute you and then take your. Okay, let's see who is this? Charles. I have unmuted you, Charles. Go ahead.
I don't have a question. I'm sorry, I hit it by mistake.
All right, that's fine. Priscilla, right?
Yes.
Yeah, forgive me for calling your last name. Okay, forgive me. So, all right. So if you have anybody has any question, feel free anytime. No, right now, Meenakshi, you are fine. For this one, you are fine. Starting from the next one, that's when you will be sent a link or not sent a link based on if you're a registered student. All right. Okay. Now, let's. I always believe in planning. I always believe in being, not only, organizing things for my own self, but if I'm repeating now, if you have put your faith in me, because I understand there are hundreds of training places out there, since you have chosen me, I'm humble, and I am honored that you have given me this opportunity, and I will do my best to make it possible that whatever your goals are, we will meet them. So my understanding is, while you're here, again, not for a hobby, but you want to find a good, decent job. So let's lay out a plan and work towards it. So today is the 9th of May. So I am saying we have to be very realistic. So I'm going to give 6 weeks, right? So 6 weeks from now, a majority of you should be able to start looking for jobs. If not, you already have one. You should be able to look for one and try to work towards getting that job. So how is it going to be possible? First of all, you have to learn the stuff, and that's the reason you and we will be getting together on these, hours on Saturdays and Sundays. 2 hours each of these sessions will be. There will be 8 sessions in 4 weeks, and again, there are some holidays. I guess Memorial Day is coming up, so I have to decide whether we're going to be doing some classes during that or taking a break. I have not made a decision yet. But bottom line is 4 weeks it should take. So let's say 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks, we should be able to finish off the course, be ready with our resumes. I am going to give you about half a dozen sample resumes that have worked in the past. So you take a look at those resumes. You make one for yourself. Now, I will lay a plot for you and try to understand where I'm going with this. Fast forward 4 weeks or 6 weeks, you are done with the training, right? Also, make believe that you have created an excellent resume and you have floated your resume out there. And now you have some phone calls, asking you to take your interviews. So 2 possibilities. Either there will be a phone interview or they will call you for a face-to-face interview. Doesn't matter, phone interview or a face-to-face interview. These are the most probable questions that will be asked to you in an interview. I'm not going to go over all of those questions today, but I will start off with at least one question, which is a guaranteed question that will come your way. After looking at your resume, they're going to ask you, thank you for being here, and we really like your resume, and why don't you talk to us a little bit about your last project? What were you doing in your last project? Can you shed some light on that? Well, that is your chance, my friend. Now, we're not talking about you taking 2 hours to tell them what you were doing in the previous job, but the art of taking an interview and being good at an interview is, prepare yourself so that you can impress, the folks who are sitting across the table. So how much of the content or how much of stuff are you going to use from this course to answer that question? I would say keep it about 5 to 7 minutes. And in 5 to 7 minutes, you have to put together everything that we will be doing as a part of this course in 16 hours. So 16 hours of content of what I will be teaching you, you should put together in about 5 to 7 minutes, and then you should be answering that question. Now, I don't want to tell you something right now because it's like to some of you, I might sound as if I'm boasting about it, but this will be your situation in 4 weeks. You will be saying the same thing that I will make an attempt in the next 30 seconds to say. So in that interview, your answer to that question would be, well, I was responsible for designing frameworks, and I've designed frameworks Selenium using Selenium WebDriver, and I have written a lot of Java object-oriented programming functions, and I have used frameworks like JUnit and TestNG, and I have used Ant to schedule my test, and I have used Maven all over my projects to resolve the dependencies issues. And we're using Selenium Grid to run our test parallelly, and we basically were creating frameworks by using data that would come from multiple repositories. It would come from Excel, it would come from other databases, it would come from CSV files. So my framework that I have designed using Java was completely reusable and easily maintainable and scalable framework, because we have used total object-oriented programming way of designing our framework. Now, you are listening to it and you are like, what is he doing? He is just babbling here. I mean, I have no clue what he was saying. Well, if I am if I am in your shoes, I would say exactly the same thing. Why? Because on day one, hour one, I'm trying to talk about object-oriented programming, repositories, I'm talking about frameworks, TestNG, Maven, and what the heck is all that? Well, of course, you're going to be a bit upset hearing me out at this time, but I want to let you know that you and I, for the next 4 weeks, will be doing exactly what I just try to put it into a 30-second answer. That's what we'll be doing. And it's not like I will be talking and you will be listening to me, you will be watching. You will be 100% doing this through those assignments. So that is where the difference is going to be between the lucky ones and the unfortunate ones. The unfortunate ones would be those who will have every reason under the sun not to complete the assignments, because you have to take, there's nothing wrong with taking your daughter to your a dancing class. I mean, I would do that, but do your chores, find time to do what I tell you to do, because that is the goal, that's the objective. Okay, I have talked enough. Let me take some of your questions here. I will be David, don't worry about that. Finish it after this session. The question, valid up to 12 months, using that for this course, etc. Okay, that's yeah, I mean, I don't handle the day-to-day activities when it comes to who is a current student and who is not, but we'll look into the account, and then Teresa will send you the links tomorrow based on your if your account has not expired, then you will get a link tomorrow. If it is expired, then you will not. Okay. All right, so this is what we will be doing. I am not going to read these items bullet by bullet, but this is basically what we are going to be covering as a part of this course. All right, okay, so let's talk a little bit about Selenium. Right? What is Selenium? How can you start working on Selenium? Where do you get Selenium? Is it going to be you have to be spending more money, or whatever you have spent so far, is that what is needed? So let me just talk to you a little bit now. Day one is the only time you will find me talking to you. Right, day one is the only time. Now, starting from day two, and even on day one, you'll find me doing sort of like hands-on once I, set up the plot, and then once you get into understanding where we are going with it, then you will see what we will be doing hands-on. But starting from day 2, it's going to be completely, totally hands-on. All right. So don't get discouraged that I'm just talking and not showing you how to do things. All right, so my majority of you folks, I am under the impression that you are manual testers, right? So, and some of you might be automation testers as well. So if you have done automation testing with some other tools, you are one step ahead. So that's a good thing. But if you have not done it, that's fine. So majority of the students who come and take this course are manual testers. That's perfectly all right. Now, the most frequently asked question that I have been answering for the past 5 years, and I wish if I was paid like $1 every time somebody had asked me that question, I would have made a lot of money answering the question. What was the question? I don't know programming. I am a manual tester. I have no idea about Java. Do you think I could do this course? Well, the short answer to that question is yes, absolutely you could do it, right? The reason I am so convinced that you could do it is because let me ask you this question back. Can you drive? The answer is probably out of 20 people here, 18 probably can drive. Right, and probably you are thinking in your head, what kind of a question is that? Why did he even ask, can I drive? So I would say that, I don't know for how long you've been driving. Just go back to the day when you could not drive, and if you were like in your head, can I ever drive? Can I learn driving? Well, I mean, how difficult was that to learn driving? For some of you, probably very difficult, but you're still driving today. And do you give any attention to your driving today? Like, are you nervous every time you get into your car? Probably if you had an accident recently, probably you are, because that is a human, nature that if we, something happens to us, we get stressed out, and then the next time you have to do the same thing again, it becomes a little bit challenging. But you know what I mean. I mean, Java is something new. Anything you do new for the very first time, whether it is swimming, whether it is driving, whether it is even kissing your girlfriend or a boyfriend when you were young, I mean, you have that anxiety, don't you? Right? So there will be an anxiety about Java. So you are saying, oh, is Java like kissing your boyfriend? No. Java is not like that, but Java is almost like that. If you put your effort into it, you will begin to like it, because it's a different story if your spouse, if your husband, if your wife, they don't listen to you, right? You tell them something, they don't care about you, they don't give you importance, they don't listen to you. But would you not be very happy if somebody listens to you? You ask them to do something, they listen to you. So Java is a language. When you learn it, when you type the code, and whatever you tell it to do, if it is doing, you get more interest in it. You like it, and you will try and do more and more about it. So there's not a rocket science. I mean, it's not like you are working for NASA. You have to find out, you have to explore about Mars, and you have to find out about like what is going to be there. There's thousands and thousands of people in the past have learned Java, and then they're making money. You can also do that. You can also do that, provided you apply yourself. You have to apply yourself. How are you going to be applying yourself? Just follow what I tell you to do. I am your friend for the next 30 days. Listen to me, follow me, and trust me when I say you that this 30 days of your investment, you will be extremely happy with it, provided you are sincere with your efforts, because this is going to find you a good, decent job, and then you're going to be climbing up the ladder. There's no looking back, right? You have done enough of your manual testing, for whatever time you have done, maybe 6 months, maybe a year, maybe 6 years you have been doing manual testing. Now, it is becoming a little bit challenging for people to find opportunities in manual testing, because, world is moving towards automation. So this is your time. You have to learn it. So the question comes back is how difficult Java is. Java is manageable. It's not, I will not lie to you that it's very easy, that you could, it's like 1, 2, 3. No, but at the same time, it's not very difficult. It is not very difficult. You know, you might not be able to get it the first time, but I have very, very, very rarely I have a student coming back and saying that, you know what, I have taken this course with you, but I was not able to. 99% of them, you know, if you apply yourself, you will find it, you know, manageable, doable. You know, some would take like in 1 attempt they would understand, some would take 2 attempts maximum. You know, you tried like 2, 3 times, you'll get it. So the answer to your question of I am not a programmer, I don't know anything about Java, can I do this course? The answer is yes, you can do this course, provided you follow, you do exercises, you do assignments, and you would be able to do it. Now, how much of help can you expect from us? You are in these classes, right? So while you are in these sessions, I am going to help you. I will tell you what to do things. I'll give you some tips and all that. Okay, now this is online. Offline, when you are home, you wake up like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why you would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, but there are some students who would wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, right? And they're like, oh, I have a question. Darn, this earphone is not available at this time. Believe it or not, you have hundreds of earphones available. How and why? Because as I'm telling you, we have been teaching this course for about 5 years now. So a lot of students have taken this course and they are very active in our forums. So what I would suggest that you should be asking questions in our forum. So basically what you do is you will go groups.google.com. When you say groups.google.com, you will be able to hang on. Now you will be able to now I am the admin of this course, so of this site. So we have you know, different courses, so that's why you see all of these groups, right? I logged in as TrainingRite and all of these groups. But if you're a paid member, you will be made a member of this group, of the Selenium group. And in Selenium group, if you have any questions, you can post your questions here. So let's say you have a question about Excel, right? Excel code. Now, when you do that, now before you, there's so many other students who have taken this course, so they have you know, their question. Now, as you can see, you are seeing some code here. Now, I don't know about you, but when I look at something foreign, right? Foreign means that I'm not used to it. It is something that I'm looking for the first time. I sort of like get butterflies in my stomach. I'm like, oh, what is this? Can I do it? So, but if I tell you that I will make sure that whatever you're seeing here, you are seeing some stuff here, right? Whatever you're seeing here, and I want you to make a note, and you could come back and then you could say that on day 1 you mentioned it to me, and you were not truthful. You were sort of lying to me when you said that you know, this was so easy. I want you to note it down, because you will never come back and you'll say that, oh, this is difficult. Why? Again, I will walk you through every little step of it. Every little step of it, I'll walk you through. You have to work with me, right? So the question here is, if you need help at 2 in the morning, you can post your questions here. So you go to the Google group and you post your question and somebody would answer. As you can see, somebody said, please answer. I have in day 7, we did something with Excel. I'm getting an error. It is not working. So somebody post a question here, right? And very soon, you know, immediately, very soon, this is February 4th. February 4th, if you look into the timing here, this is 4:33 on February 4th. And immediately, 4:43, within 10 minutes, 15 minutes, people are responding saying that, hey, you do this. Something was wrong, you do this. So you get help any time of the day. Why? Because we have students all over the planet. We have students in Australia, we have students in UK, in Germany, in, of course, Canada, of course, here, US. So even though it is 2 in the morning here, in the night here, let's say 11 o'clock in the night here, right? Well, it is still 8 o'clock in California, or it is still afternoon in Australia, in New Zealand. So people are there, so they will reply to your questions, and keep interacting with us. How is Java programming helpful in testing? Well, I have to go over this session a little bit with you, and then you would be able to understand. So I should get started with the actual course right now to answer that question. And that the question that you have might not get answered today, but it might get answered, in the next 8 sessions. Because how is Java responsible, or how is Java helpful, rather? In order to understand how is Java helpful, we have to know a little bit about automation. So I'm going to make an attempt to answer that question. So the first thing that we got to be knowing is what is Selenium, right? And what is automated software testing. All right. Okay. Now, as manual testing, you would be testing applications, correct? Okay. Now, when you have applications, there can be different applications, meaning software applications can be in different. Just give me a second. I just need to hook up my slate. I have a slate here that I could use here. Okay. So your applications, when a developer goes and builds applications, right? These applications can be of multiple types. These applications can be, long time back, when most of you were not even born, and probably I was in my diapers, there was something called mainframe. There is still, but we had mainframes. So I could say, my father probably was a good candidate, to work in mainframes, because mainframes are that old, right? So, but there were applications that would run on mainframes. So there is mainframe, and then there is something called client server, right? And then there is something called hang on. And then there is something called, today's applications are, browser-based applications. So these are web applications. And then in our lives, we have seen that there is something called mobile applications. All right. So when you are working as a manual tester, even if you are working on mainframe, I have nothing to do with mainframe. I will not be doing anything with the mainframes. Okay. Now, the chances are we can be working in a client server applications, web applications, or mobile applications. Now, depending on the tool that we will be using, there are tools out there, like QTP is a tool, right, to test the application. Selenium is another tool to test the applications. Now, I'm not going to talk about QTP because it's a Selenium class, so let me just focus on Selenium. Selenium is used to do what? To test. To test what? Applications. What kind of applications can Selenium test? It cannot test that. It cannot test that. It can test this, and it can test this, right? Okay. as this course, my focus is testing the web applications. I will not be teaching you the mobile applications because mobile application is a separate course. I cannot do justice to that topic by including that topic as a part of this course because that requires a good 16 hours to learn. So we have created that as a separate course. So you could take that course as a separate course if you want. So this is totally about web applications. So let us focus on web applications. What are web applications? Now, any application, right? Any application that runs in a browser is called a web application. Okay. Now, so web applications can belong to different domains. It can be, let's say, financial domain, right? It can be telecom. It can be pharma, right? Or sort of like healthcare, right? It can be retail. It can be utilities, right? It can be, let's say, travel, right? It could be any application. Right? So to give you an example of financial applications, let's say Scottrade, Ameritrade, E-Trade, I mean, those are brokerage firms and all that, Merrill Lynch, and you just fill in the blank, you name it. Those are financial. So the business knowledge is good to have, business knowledge, if you know about the business, right? Like say, for example, as telecom. If you're working for AT&T, working for Verizon, if you have some business knowledge, that will help you. Now, unfortunately, this course is not focusing on the business domain. I cannot be teaching you about how healthcare industry works. I cannot be teaching you about how the financial industry works. For that matter, I cannot be teaching you about how, let's say, if it is in United States is popular for education, for universities. I mean, a lot of people from outside world come and then take classes here and all that. So like hospitals have their own applications, right? Likewise, universities, they have their own applications, educational applications, which is used by professors, by students, by whatever. So you have different domains, different businesses. So we are not focusing on the business, we are focusing on how an application can be tested, that application that is running in a browser, how it can be tested. Okay, so if you're a manual tester, right, you're going to be looking into the application. What is an application? I mean, how as a tester you look into an application in terms of its features, right? What kind of features you have as a part of that application. And then you're testing those features. Just to give you an example, authentication. Authentication is a feature. What is authentication? The ability to log into an application. So there is something called authentication and authorization. Now, what is the difference between authentication and authorization? Authentication is you have the key to get into a building. Authorization is in that building there are like 47 floors. Can you go on every floor, right? No, you cannot go on every floor because probably the president of the company is sitting on the 14th floor and you have no access to it. You cannot. So that is the authorization portion of it. So when we are testing this module, right, of authentication and authorization, so you basically would have like a test case, and in the test case you will have your test steps, and your test steps basically you would go and you would be basically verifying those test steps, right, as a manual testing. In automation, you have to basically write, you have to create, or you have to build, or you have to write a script. Right? What is a script? A script is nothing but it's a small, very small program. So program means that you will be using code. You will be using some language to create this script. Now, depending on what tools you use, now there are different languages out there. There is Java, of course, there is a language. C#, .NET is a language, and then Ruby is a language, VB, Visual Basic is a language. So there are hundreds of languages out there, right? Now, since we are going to be using Selenium as a tool to do what? to test application, it is going to be a web application. Since applications, in order to test the applications, if you have to automate the applications, you have to write some, you have to build some scripts. In order to build a script, you have to use the languages, and we are focusing on Java as the language. So for you to do automation, automation is nothing but creation of these scripts so that you can test your applications much faster. Now, to give you an example, what is automation? To give you an example, let's say you have an application, right? This is the application. Now, I'm just, there can be millions and millions and millions of applications. Just to give you an example, Amazon.com is an application, right? Now, just looking at it, what can you test in your application, in this application, right? If you have been employed by Amazon.com, what can you test in this application? Well, you would say there could be 100 different things that you could be testing. If I ask you, like, give me one or two, you would say that, here it is. If there's a new customer, start here. So we want to test this. So, I mean, just looking at it, right? Looking at it, because I think we can relate to it. We can understand new account means that, okay, you want to create a new account. So as a part of a new account, what are the things that you should be doing in here? You should be entering your name, you should be entering your email address, and type your email address again, and enter your mobile, and then enter some password, and then type that password, and then create this account. And then if you do that, if it creates an account, that means that, okay, this behavior is good, this functionality is working. So new account is one of the feature, right? Okay, after the new account, what could be the other feature? Signing into that new account would be another feature, right? And then after that, if you bought something, you're looking at your orders would be, what. Now, if you look at Amazon.com, it looks like a little bit busy, but what it is it is an e-commerce application. It's an e-commerce application, meaning you will be buying something from here and paying something from. So what are the chances that if you go out and then do a test for Amazon.com, you would be able to find a defect or a bug? What are the chances? Chances are zero, I would say. Why? Because there could be like hundreds of testers who would have already tested it before it went live, right? So if you intend to learn as how to automate and find out the bugs or defects, you would not be able to find out any defects on Amazon. You would not be able to find out any defects on any other site, like, let's say, Alibaba, right? You would not be able to find out any in, let's say, eBay, right? You'll not be able to find out. So these are all what? These are all e-commerce sites. So what I would do in the beginning, is I would want you to learn it, and learn it so that hang on for a second, right? Learn it so that you can focus on learning, you can focus on how to find out bugs and stuff like that. So I will start off with the same e-commerce application here, right? But something that will not take away your focus. If you go to Amazon.com, you might be trying to work on something, but it might take away your focus, and then you're looking at something else, and then all of a sudden there is some sliders there. They are selling you, let's say, this new Jurassic Park movie that's going to come out. So now you are like, rather than testing, you're like now running after your dinosaurs, right? So I don't want your attention to be taken away. So I bring you to this, and let's focus on this, and let's try to do some testing in here. So if I come up with a test case here, the test case here is find out if you could buy an item from this website. Okay. Basically, in order to buy an item, you forget about a software application. You go to your grocery store, whatever that is. I mean, I don't know if you go to different parts of the country, you have different grocery stores. I can talk about New York and New Jersey area. So we have these, let's say CVS, right? It's not a grocery store, but if you go in CVS, you have aisles, right? Or Walmart, you have aisles, right? And you take your shopping cart. Now, if you're going through an aisle, and if you have your laundry list, you're looking into your checklist, you say that, okay, I need something. So you're taking an item from the shelf and putting it into your shopping cart, correct? Okay. Now, once you put it into your shopping cart, do you have to run to the cashier, pay for it, and go back in the store and get the other one? The answer is, are you kidding me? I mean, I am going to put as many as I want in my cart. So I should be able to add an item into my cart, and I should be able to remove an item from my cart. So I should be able to manage my cart. So the same logic applies here in an e-commerce application. You have cart. So to the cart, you are adding items to it, you're removing items to it, and in the end, you are basically paying for that item. So take a look at it. Before you add any item, you want to search for it, right? So let's say I went to this store and I am searching for a Panasonic TV, let's say. So I just entered Panasonic and click go. And so what is happening right now? It is searching. So basically, my application has my e-commerce application here. It has a search feature, right? So I search for it. Then after I search for it, right? So this is search for an item, right? So this is, let's say, one of the behaviors of the application. After I search for it, what can I do? Okay, I like this TV, HD TV. I like it. It is $345 because it's on sale. Originally, it was $393. I like it. So let me add it to my cart. So I add to my cart. So going here, I said number 2 was add an item to the cart. All right. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Now, am I running to pay for it, or can I do more shopping? Okay, I could do some more shopping. So here, register more products. So if I go in here, I could do some more shopping. And let's say this time I want to search for a Canon, right, product. And when I do that, these are some Canon cameras. So I'm going to take this one. I like this one. So I'm going to take that, add to the cart. Wow. The good thing is, why did I say wow? Because I expected it to keep this Panasonic TV in the cart, and it kept that. So the developer who built it, right? I mean, we take it for granted, but there was not a site like this. So the developer, he's creating his baby now. He or she or a group of developers, they are creating this baby. So they are writing this application, and as they write the application, as they build the application, if the application comes out good, they are happy about it because they have created something. So they are proud of themselves. They are happy about their achievement and all that. Our job as testers, right, is not to kick their butt, right, not to cause a problem in their behind, but to help them a little bit more by saying that, good, my friend, you have done a good job, right? Now, or you could tell them that, hey, you have built this, but just take a look, it's not working right. This is what was something wrong. So your job, it is your job. You're not doing any favor. You're not fighting them, or it is your job. You are getting paid to find out if that bastard has done a good job or not, right? Because he or she might have not done a good job. So your job is to find out if they did a good job or not. So you have to test it. Your job is to test it, not to put them down, but you are being paid to test it. So you should be smart enough to test in every possible way, so that down the road, when you completed your testing, it should still not, they should still not find a bug, because it's your job to find a bug. So we are testing for everything. So the thing that we are testing for is add an item and right, continue to add an item, right, because I add one more, right. So I can say that I have added one more item, right. Since I add an item, I don't like this Canon camera. Can I take it out of my shopping cart? How would I take it out? Oh, probably I should do a 0. I should do a 0, and what should I click? Maybe recalculate order, right? So did it do that? Yeah. How come it is still there? It shouldn't be there. So who knows if it is still should be there in the cart if I'm saying 0. So it will be in your requirements. When you put 0, this item should be removed, right? So they will tell in your documentation what you should do after you put 0. You should recalculate, or you should like go here, and then you should come back by going into that. Now you are saying that, how am I going to come back to my shopping cart, right? So they would say that there will be some. Now notice here, did you see here? Now how in the world are you going to see that? See that yellow, right? Now how in the world is this a bug? Well, you would say that, how would I know that it's a bug or not? Well, the functionality is there to go into the shopping cart. It is there. When you click on that, you're back into the shop. But people cannot even look into it. Am I blind? No, I am not blind. I have my glasses, right? But even if you have hundreds of glasses on your eyes, you cannot see, because the word shopping cart, right, is white in color, and the background is white, so it is not. So you would have never known about this ever in your life, provided they have given you a documentation that on this page you should find a link called. So since you did not find the link, you will say that, hey, there is a link called online catalog, but there is no link like so. So that is one way of finding out. So the bugs might not be very obvious as well. So you have to be very creative in finding out. So anyway, so coming back in here, so I want to go ahead and then add more items. So let's say I am looking for Sony. I'm searching for Sony, and I have this, and I'm going to add this. And notice that I have the Sony also in here. Now this is 345.0311. It is already there. If in the specs, if in the documentation, if they have said that, oh, when you have 0, it should not be in the shopping cart, then this can be a bug, right? But right now it is not a bug, because it is not adding to it. Customer is not paying for it. Customer is still paying 345 and 311. That is 656. There's a discount of 102. 553 is what they are paying. Let's go to pay. So proceed to checkout. Here now, notice here in my documentation or in my steps in here, add an item, or we could modify an item in the cart. Modifying is adding or removing. I should be able to add, I should be able to remove items from that. So that is something that we have to automate, right? And then step number 4 is your checkout, right? If you look into the checkout, there are parts of the checkout. The first part of the checkout is, if you look into the checkout, it's the customer information. I have to enter the customer information, then I have to enter the payment information, then I have to enter the shipping information, right? So there are parts of your checkout. So customer info, payment info, and we have what? And we have the shipping info. I think I have fat fingers, so that's why my fingers are like all over. Okay, so let me just go in here and type some information here. So that's the information, that's the name of the town, that's the city, that's the phone number, and let's say I'm paying by Visa. Okay, think about it. Paying by Visa. Now, I am not going to give away everything, but there are two ways of testing an application. There's something called a happy path scenario. Happy path scenario is you are an obedient student, you are an obedient kid, you are an obedient spouse, you just follow everything you have been told to do, right? With your eyes closed, you do that. And then there are some who wants to try out things. So here's the deal. You as a tester, even though in your real life you are very, very straight, you are faithful, you are obedient, but you also have to become a rowdy. You have to become a rowdy. Now, you would probably Americans would say, what is a rowdy, right? Because that is more like an English word, right? And since we were slaves to Britishers for hundreds of years, not you and me, but our, great grandfathers, these Britishers used to rule India, so we were under their occupation for hundreds of years. We were following everything that they were saying or telling us to do. So truck is in United States, lorry is in India and in UK. I mean, when I came here 23 years ago, I used to, I was surprised hearing things. I mean, Lori is the name of a girl, like Lori. But today you don't call Lori, you call truck. When you go to India, we are calling it truck, and then they are looking at you like, what happened to him? Look at him. He has become Americanized. He is calling a truck. He is not calling a lorry. Look at him. And he has a bottle of water in his hands. Well, who knows? I mean, they're also drinking. If you don't get a pure water, what do you do? What are you supposed to do? I mean, not that you're showing off, but that's what you would do, right? I mean, you don't want to be sick. Anyways, we digress. So let's come back. So coming back here, the point that I made was you have to do happy path scenario is it's a Visa. Okay, I'm going to not literally take out from my wallet a Visa card and then start to punch in the numbers, but I will at least punch in some numbers that looks like a credit card. And I will do a CVV2, which is the back of the credit card. Probably that's the number that I have. And then it is telling me 2 for that and 4 for that, and I'm going to do that. So 12 and a slash, and then let's say 2000, not 48, 2014. 2014 is gone. 2015, right? So this is the happy path. Now, if you, not rowdy, but if you want to try, right, sort of like the negative testing, then you should be putting the credit card as that, right, and see if it goes through. If it goes through, this is the time to go and raise this as a bug, as a defect, right? So you have to try everything. So now, not just trying with a credit card, but not even putting a credit card. I mean, who in the world is going to sell you something without the credit card? But would you not be surprised if I go and I submit the order and I'm like, lo and behold, I get an order number. Thank you. Thank you for your, oh, big bug, big defect, big, huge one, right? Well, now in real life, this is what will not happen on Amazon.com. This will not happen on eBay. Why it happened here? Because I intentionally created this. So you will come back and say, oh, I found a defect. I found a bug, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to release you with the next build. Then you will do the regression testing. So regression testing, you'll say that, oh, last time he did not have the credit card number, it went through. So you would have developed some script by this time. So what are you going to do to that script so that it can do regression testing? Not only for something that was already working, but also you would also test some new behaviors as well. There can be a new behavior that is they would like to have like a checkbox here. When you check on that, it automatically puts the information in here, like whatever is the customer information. So all that you have to automate that. So coming back in here, and if you look into it, these are the broad steps, right? It's for an e-commerce application. I should know as how to automate the searching process. I should know as how to add an item to the cart. I should know as how to modify, which is adding or removing item from a cart. And I should be able to check out, and checking out would be entering this information. And finally, I should be able to do what? I should be able to capture the order number, right? I should be able to capture. So this is the main steps of our test case. We have to automate it. So why are we automating? Well, we are automating because every time I have to test it, because there are so many different products. So I don't want to go and start like clicking on it, and then I don't want to see which card it is not taking. How many cards are there? Of course, American Express, Master, Visa, Discover, Diner, and God knows how many other cards are there in the world, because this website can be accessed from any part of the world. Maybe there are Australian credit cards. Maybe there are India's credit card, Singapore, Chinese credit card. Who knows, right? So they might say that, you know what? We will give you a list of credit cards. So give me a second here. Oh, by the way, I'm in a wrong one because this is C#. Just to give you an example, let's say wrong one. I don't know. I should have gone into Java, but still. Okay, just to give you as an example, these are the things. We are searching for Panasonic, searching for Canon, searching for TV. Now, there can be 100 million items in there that you could search for. Just to give you an example, if I search for, right, if I go back here and if I search for, let's say I'm searching for iPhone, right? And the test case is, if you search for iPhone 6 Plus, you should be able to find at least 23 of them. And if I go and do that, oh, there's nothing. iPhone 6 Plus, and then there's nothing. So according to my test case, I should find something. So there is nothing. So iPhone. Then the next thing is I should be able to search for Samsung. I don't know, Note 4, right? So notice these items, right? So there can be 100 different items in here. So do I have to come and enter all those items into these manually? No, that'll kill me. That'll kill my, not only make me as an tester monotonous, because every day I'm coming here doing the same thing. I'll get bored, and if you get bored, you start thinking of something, and if your brain is occupied thinking of something else, then there is a good possibility that you would make a mistake. So not only that, even if you are like very, very focused, if you're doing, still it is going to be taking some time if you are doing everything manually. So once the application becomes a little stable, then they want to go into automation and do the automation testing. So for automation, you can use different things. You can use QTP. You can use, there are hundreds of tools out there. The most popular ones out there is QTP. Has been around for many years. It's been popular. But lately, QTP is getting some beating, right? Why it is not as popular, or why it is have taken a back seat, why it has lost its market share to Selenium? Well, two reasons. Number one, if I tell you this course is going to cost you $4,000. Not $399, but $3,999. How many of you will at least have this in your head that price is a factor? I would not be wrong if I say almost all of you will consider price, right? So when it comes to testing an application, these we have quotas. We have the managers, they got to look into two things. Number one, is there an easier, inexpensive way of doing the same thing, right? If I use QTP, I have to buy QTP because the license for QTP is a commercial tool. It's a license-based tool. So to buy a single license of QTP, it will take at least $10,000, right? Average amount is around $10,000. So if you have two automation testers, before even they could lift their finger to do anything, there is almost a $20,000 of investment, plus something more. If you have to do you have to add more and more into it, and so whereas compared to Selenium, Selenium is free. Right? Now, there is a misconception that if something is free, that means that it doesn't have a value because it's free. And I have people in the family, when they go to a store, I could literally keep two products, right? Almost similar, right? One is cheaper and the other one is expensive. I have my own people in my family, they will go for the expensive one. They don't want to go for the cheaper one. I mean, it's in their head, it's programmed that, the cheaper one is like, not good, not good. So they think that price means quality. So a lot of people have that misconception like that, like, Selenium is free, that means that it can't do much. It's a waste. That misconception was put to rest by Google. Google is the world's largest, one of the largest software company in the world, right? They have implemented, so they have used Selenium for testing all their products. So when they started using Selenium, everybody opened their eyes. They said, oh, if Google is using it, I could use it as well. And it is saving me money. So now, all of a sudden, Selenium is like rising up, and more companies are starting to use Selenium. When they say starting to make use of Selenium, that means that they want people with Selenium skills. So here you are with Selenium skill, right? So you are with Selenium skills, so you have the advantage that you will get employed, and you will get employed, and then you basically have to learn it good, so that you could be working Selenium, because there are many jobs. And one of the reasons that I gave you is because it has become very popular because it's free. So finding people with the right skills is the big thing right now. So today, the 9th of May, let's assume that you don't know much of Selenium today. Let's assume that you don't know much of Selenium. So would you be knowing Selenium in the next 4 weeks? How about before you leave today, if you know a little bit of Selenium? How about that? If I give it to you, if I show it to you, that'll be good, right? That'll be cool. Okay, so how are we going to use Selenium? You understood what is Selenium. Selenium is a tool that will help you to do the automation. And so how can we do that? So in order to use Selenium, I have to tell you a little bit about, right, Selenium. Selenium comes in three flavors, right? Not like small, medium, and large. No, it comes as Selenium comes as Selenium IDE, Selenium RC Server, and Selenium WebDriver. Okay, now Selenium IDE, right? We will start today, and chances are we will try and finish it off today itself. Now you would say you hardly have like half an hour left. You are going to start IDE and finish it off? I'll say yes. You say, how can you do that? I'll say there is nothing there to be learned. It's easy. It's easy. I mean, how much time will it take for you, right, to cook an omelet? Is it you would take 3 days to learn it? I mean, what is there? Just take the shell, put it on the pan, wait for 5 minutes, you have your omelet, right? Now, you could be finding chefs who would be in a 5-star hotel. They would wear a big apron with nice colors on it, with a big hat, and then they're gonna make the pan up and down, and then move in front of you from one hand to the other, do some dancing, this and that, and charge you $50 for that omelet. Well, at the end of the day, it's an omelet. Right? So at the end of the day, IDE is an IDE, and you would learn it probably in less than half an hour, right? Now, you would understand enough of IDE that in future, if there is a need, we will come back to it again, right? But we will start, and hopefully we will do everything that is needed to learn about IDE today itself. That would leave us with this guy and this guy. Right? Okay. Now, this is the one that you should be focusing on, WebDriver. Why? Because WebDriver is what is hot. Is hot. Everyone looks for WebDriver right now. Why is RC Server? Because this is yesterday, right? Now, Clint Eastwood was a big hero. Everyone was crazy about him. People used to line up like crazy all over the world to watch his movies, right? Today, if you have a dog coming and Clint Eastwood coming, probably people... No, I did not even finish my sentence. Don't put words in my mouth. I never said that they would be looking at the dog. Of course, they would look at Clint Eastwood and say, the dog is good. Anyways, you see, you guys put me in trouble. What was the point about the dog and the Clint Eastwood, and what was I trying? Basically, he's an old story now, yesterday's story. Who cares about George Bush? I would even not even look at him. I would just turn around and then keep walking, right? Old story, gone, don't even want to care. I mean, I don't. So RC Server is an old story, right? Today, not many people are looking at RC Server, right? Now, if you ask George Bush secretary, she cares a lot about George Bush because she has to deal with him. So anyone who has to deal with RC Server, you have to know about RC Server. Now you would say, what a weird example was that about Clint Eastwood and art. Now you got to be prepared to hear such weirdo examples from me, right? Because unless you give me some good example. I have 2 hours to talk. I should be able to talk for 2 hours. So how many new things am I going to think in my head? So those weird examples. And what is more weird to talk about than George Bush? They'll say, hey, come on, watch it. I am a conservative. I am a Republican. I'll say, well, you are here. I mean, you know. If you have not paid, you could still leave. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, coming back to RC Server. RC Server is yesterday's technology. Not many people are using it. There was a time in the year 2010, 2011, sort of like early 2012, when I was doing the training, 90% of my training was RC Server. So I will still give you a lot of videos about it, but today nobody is looking at RC Server, but there is a chance that you might be walking into a shop where they are using RC Server, so you should know how it is done. So it's always good to look into it. So we will be very briefly looking into RC Server. Our focus is WebDriver because everyone out there is using WebDriver. So you must be using WebDriver. So when it comes to WebDriver, now we have to learn Java. We have to learn Java, right? Okay. Can you now? How difficult is Java? Can you? How difficult is it to count from 10 to 1? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, you counted from 1 to 10. I said 10 to 1. Can you be that fast? 10, 9, 10, right? So yeah, it might take like 1 or 2 hours for us to practice, 1 or 2 days for. Then we will be able to. Java would be like that, right? Java is not like spelling something backwards. It's like easy. So you will learn it. Trust me, you will learn it. You will learn it. The fact that you did not run away for the past hour and a half, you are still with me here, that means that, okay, you are motivated, you want to make it happen, so you will learn it. Take it from me. So I'm just trying to say that Selenium comes in IDE, RC Server, and WebDriver. We will start and finish off our IDE today. RC Server will be doing a little bit of it, and most of it you can watch in the videos. But the focus of the course is WebDriver because that's what we have to be learning. Because majority of the companies would be asking you about the WebDriver. Okay, coming back to IDE. What is IDE? Where am I going to get IDE from? Right, Selenium IDE. On my machine, I don't have Selenium. Where should I go to get this Selenium on my machine? Well, hang on for a second. Victoria, log out and log back in. 1 second. She is complaining she cannot hear me. Log out and log back in. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So the question is, where do we get Selenium IDE and how can we put it to use? Okay. Very quickly. In order to go and get Selenium IDE, we should be going to Google and we should say that Selenium, we want to download Selenium, right? Selenium IDE download, right? Okay. That brings us to this, the very first link. Click on that. When you click on that, notice this Selenium HQ, right? Selenium HQ, Selenium sort of like headquarters. This is the Bible. This is the Bible, right, of Selenium. Anything and everything that is happening in Selenium, you should be able to know by coming to this website, right? Okay, there's a lot to be learned by going into this website and reading stuff, but I am here. You have hired me, and it's my job, it's my duty to, pass on the pass on the knowledge rather. So I'm going to do my best to pass my knowledge to you so that you don't have to look around, Google, read this and that. So listen to my videos, watch me doing it, and then after that, if you still have time, then go and explore this website. But as of now, you should be following what I'm doing. So we came here so that we could download Selenium IDE. So where can we download? So we are on the download page already. I don't see Selenium IDE. So if you scroll down a little bit, right, you could, a little bit down, right, here, keep going, there it is, Selenium IDE, right? Okay, so the previous version of Selenium IDE was 2.8, the new version is 2.9. So we can, this just came out in the month of March of 2015. So we could download this. So in order to download this, this is the condition. Here is the condition, right? The condition is Selenium IDE, right? Selenium IDE will work with what? It'll work with Firefox. So if you don't have Firefox on this machine, you have to go and download Firefox first, and using Firefox browser, come here, do Google and search for IDE, and come here and scroll down a little bit, you'll see Selenium IDE. So what you do is, fine if you want to take the old one or the new one, so I'm going to go with the new one, you click on that. When you click on that using Firefox, it will give you, hey, Firefox prevented from downloading it. Are you sure you want to do that? Yeah, go ahead, do it, right? It takes 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, within like 2 seconds, it's going to come back and say that, hey, these are the things that you are going to download. Ruby formatters, Selenium IDE, Python formatters, C# formatters, and all. Okay, what this is using Selenium IDE, later on, you will be, and I'll be showing it to you tomorrow. Later on, you don't have to learn any Java, you don't have to learn any C#, any language. Selenium IDE will automatically create all the code for you. Everything it will create for you. I will show that to you tomorrow. I'll not show that to you today. So it is saying that, hey, do you want in Ruby language? Do you want in Python, in C#, Java? Right now, I'll just go for everything. Just say install now. And when you say install now, believe it or not, you said install now, and it is saying that, oh, your add-ons will be installed when you restart Firefox. So it's not restarting machine, restarting Firefox. So if I say restart Firefox, it just closed it, and it restarted now. And believe it or not, it is already installed. Now you would say, where is it? I can't even see it. Where is it? Well, this is what you got to do, right? You got to go up here. See these menu items on the top? If you don't have menu items, right click on that. Make sure that this menu bar is checked on. It is checked on. So because sometimes it say that, oh, while you were doing the class, you said go on the top to tools. I don't even have tools. Well, if you don't have tools, my friend, that is because you don't see those menu items. Just go here on the top, right click on that, and check this menu bar, and then you have the tools here. All right. Okay. Now that we have tools, so the condition is using Firefox, go to Google, do a Selenium IDE download, go to that page, scroll down, get IDE, and when you do that, it'll add on and it close the browser. When it reopens the browser, go to tools, and here in the bottom, you should see Selenium IDE, right? In the bottom, you should see Selenium IDE. So what we will do is, we basically gonna go and we're gonna be looking into what the Selenium IDE is in a minute here. Okay, so here we go, and I said Selenium IDE. So this opens up this box. It's Selenium IDE 2.9.0. All right, okay. Now, I said I'm going to take like half an hour to teach Selenium IDE, correct? Okay. I want you to start believing me when I say things. I don't say things just for the sake of saying. I say it because I mean it, right? So we said we will be learning Selenium IDE in less than half an hour. So let's see if we could do that. So far so good. Do you understand how to get Selenium IDE on your machine? Any questions there? There will be no questions because I know you are very smart. You followed everything and you will be able to get Selenium IDE on your machine. Correct? Yes. Okay, now you would say you are asking the question and you are answering. You are not even giving us the opportunity to answer. Now, I am telling you, this is an interactive session. Now, if you talk, it will give a little rest to my throat. Otherwise, at least for 97 minutes, I've been talking already right now, right? So please participate. Talk to me if you want to, if you have any questions. Not because I have muted you, you should be shutting up. So talk to me if you want to. So disagree with me if you can, or if you want to, right? Not that you can always disagree with me, but you know, hopefully it won't come to it because we are doing some easy stuff and you should be able to follow everything what I'm trying to tell you to do. Okay, so far so good. We have Selenium IDE. Okay, what is my test case? My test case is this is my test case. My test case is to test the functionality of TrainingRite online e-commerce application. All right, to test the functionality of that, right? And these are the test steps. I should be able to search for an item, right? Search for an item. If I want to give some details by entering, right? Let's say, I don't know, Panasonic and clicking on go, right? Okay, so that would be my first step, right? Okay, so Victoria, are you able to hear me now? How can she hear me if she can? So I have to type it. Victoria, are you able to hear me now? Okay. Anyways, okay. So I'm not going to wait for her to respond. Hopefully she would be able to. These are the things which we got to do. All right. So since it is a TrainingRite, this application is TrainingRite. So this is what I got to do. I have to, in here, I have to enter the URL. So we are going to TrainingRite online as the URL, right? Okay. So this is what we got to do. So whatever is our URL, we have to put it in here. Right? Even if you don't put in the URL here, first go to that URL. So let me go to trainingrite.net / online. Right? That's where I should be. Okay. Now this is where we are going to do our testing. Correct? Okay. Now if you bring up, right now on this one. This is like any tool. If you want to work on your resume, you will use what? Microsoft Word, and you will type your resume there. Now here you're not going to type your resume. What you're going to type here is basically use this tool for testing. So here what you got to know about this tool is it has some menu items here on the top. These are the menu items, right? So here we are doing what? We are doing a test case. What is this test case? This is the test case for the e-commerce application. So can I go and save this test case? I have nothing in this, but can I save it? Sure. Let me just go File, Save Test Case As, and let me go to Selenium Java. Create a folder on your C drive. Organize your work. Create a folder in your C drive. Call that folder Selenium Java Training, right? And in there, create another folder called IDE test cases. In my previous batches, this is a newer machine that I have. So only for this year, you are seeing it. Previously, for the other years, they are already on the other machines. So in this year, we did January, February, or whatever. So these are the test cases there. So today, we'll be creating a test case. The test case that I am going to be creating, I will give it a name. The name is going to be TrainingRite, as in TR, underscore e-commerce test, right? So that's what I want to call it. Now if you see here, that's what it is, TrainingRite e-commerce test. All right, okay. Now in order to do the recording, IDE is a record and run tool. It is going to record my actions that I perform on the application. To record it, I have to turn on the recording. And where do you turn on the recording? If you look at this thing, if you look at that, right? I'm gonna erase it. But if you look at that, this is the toggle. This is the button. So it is already in the recording. If I click it once, it is not recording now. If I click it, that means that it is recording. So see, now it is saying now it is recording. Okay, what is it going to record? Everything that I will do. So the first thing is I have to come in here and I have to search, right? Okay, so this is what I will do. I will search for Panasonic, right? I search for Panasonic and I hit go. All right, so there are these two TVs. So that is the search part of it I did. Now I will add the item. So I add this item, right? There is one item. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to, let's say, 3. I want to add 3. So I change it to 3. Each one is 600 and I want to recalculate. So if I do that, so 1800. So it is working. Now let me go and get more. So I go in here and let me search for I don't know, maybe some Sony. So I am searching for Sony, right? And I will add this. It kept 3 of my Panasonic and I have Sony. Let me add one more. Go in here and this time I will add this Canon, right? So I have 3 of Panasonic, 1 of Sony, 1 of this webcam Canon. I am ready to check out. So I go in here and in the checkout information, I will go ahead and I will enter, let's say, my information. So now you would say, I still don't get what you're trying to do. What I'm trying to do here is, I will show it to you in a minute. I am trying to record everything that I am typing here. Selenium IDE is recording it. So how is it recording it? First of all, you have to get the software. You know how to get the software, from where to get the software. I already showed it to you. And then you have to install it on your browser. Here we will be entering the shipping information. And let's say I'm shipping it to some other place, right? And city is San Francisco, and California. I wish I knew their zip codes, but probably that is wrong, but that's fine. So, okay. Now I entered that. Now I am going to submit my order. Once I submit my order, right? Once I submit my order, I have this order confirmation number. I'm not going to capture it yet, but I have done a test case, right? One test case. Now let me just go to Selenium IDE. And if you see, there's so many things in here. Let me stop the recording. Now, I noticed that there are so many things in here. And let's say we don't know what is all this, right? But first of all, I want to feel good. The feel good factor is when you want something and if you get it, you are happy, right? So you wanted to record it and now you want to see if it is running it. And if it is running it, then you will be happy. And a happy person, it is easier to talk to a happy person. It is easier to interact with a happy person. An angry person or a sad person, they will not listen to you. So let us not be angry. Let us not be sad. Let us be happy. How can we be happy? Because we said we will record this. We have recorded it. Now let us run it. In order to run it, first of all, let's say we are on this page, right? For whatever reason, I want to go away from this page. So I'm in, let's say, Yahoo, right? I'm in Yahoo right now. And I come back here and I want to see if I could run this and if everything is working. So in order to run this, there are a few things that we will do. First, number one, if you see this asterisk here, see this asterisk? That means that there's something new that was not saved. So first of all, let's save it. File and just say save test case. So that asterisk went away. That's number one. Number two, if you see here, we see command, target, and value, right? We see command, target, value. Right now, we don't know what these things are. That's fine. We don't know what these things are, but just in your head, notice that there is command, there is target, and then there is value, right? Okay, here we have something in here. There is something called fast and something called slow. I want to try slow first, and then we will make it fast. So when I move it here, what it does is, if I run it, it'll do everything like a human, as a human would do, right? If I go fast, it'll do as a robot would do. Robot, they are very fast. Humans, they are okay. So we'll take it as a human right now and then do it. Now, if you see this is like a play button. But if you see play entire test suite, suite means that collection of tests, many tests. Now, if you look in here, do I have many tests in here? No, I have only one test, right? Now, if I had other tests in here, right? Then it would run this test first, and then that test, and eventually later on we'll be having many tests in here. Right now we just have one test, so it doesn't matter if I run this here entire or if I run this. This is just play the current test. Let me just say play the current test. And what is my expectation right now? My expectation is it should go to TrainingRite.net, that e-commerce site. It should enter what? It should enter this Panasonic, right, in the search box, and then it should click and wait, and then it should, they're saying click wait, and then it should type 3, and then so it's something that is happening. Let's see if it does that, right? So we are here, and let me go here and click on it, and let me just move it a little bit. Let's, so that we could see what is happening, right? So now, as you can see, right, now you would say, oh, there is a mistake. It's already keeping it from the past, right? Okay, I'll solve that problem in a second. So, but if you see here, alrighty. So what we have done is we recorded each and every step of it, right? And we replayed each and every step of it. And as we replayed, I don't know if you were watching it or not, it was like all white, and it started turning any step that it is executing, that will be in beige color, and then it will turn it to this light blue color. And if everything passed, this will be green, right? Everything passed, this will be green. So what we did is we automated that test. So if I close it, and if I go back in here, now the fact that it was keeping that is because we can clear probably, yeah, it was keeping everything. So what I'm going to do is we go in options, and we will just go and remove everything from there. Hang on for a second. And that's the update. Somewhere here we have that. Look for it. So here, make sure that you have never remember history here, right? Because if you have remember history, it will remember that. So make sure that you never remember history here. That way, it won't remember that. So let me close the browser. Let me open the browser. Now, let's say I want to run that test. Now, if I want to run that test, I have to bring up Selenium IDE. Where would I bring up Selenium IDE from? You have to open Firefox, go under Tools, and this is the Selenium IDE. Now, you would say that, this is already a new test. Where is my test? Well, you will go File, and you say Open. Open what? Open a test case. Where are my test cases? We just said go into Selenium Java, and then go into there is ID test case. Today, I created one, and I called it what? That e-commerce test. So this is the one. I will go and I will say open. And as you open it, everything is in here, right? So one more time, I'm just gonna make it slow. And this time when I run it, I want you to, I'll just make some space so that we could see what we are doing. So I'll just do that. And I keep it here so that we could at least watch what is happening. So a little bit more. Oh, sorry. Right, and then we could see what let me just keep it here, right, so that we could see. Okay, so I want you to see how this is moving, and also keep an eye as how things are happening. So when I run it, so this is beige color, right? As you notice, beige turns into green, and look into the browser now. Things are happening, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes and it types there Sony, clicks on go, selects Sony, one of Sony item. It goes again, it goes and takes the web, and it types my name and my address, and it selects Visa, and then it types a credit card number, and then bank CVV2 back of the card, and and everything is a go. So what we are seeing here is how to create a simple what a recording of a test case, how to automate this, how to automate it, and how to create the simple IDE using how to create a simple automated test case using the IDE. Okay, as we progress, you will be working, right, as a Selenium WebDriver. What you see is there is no WebDriver here. There's no WebDriver here. What you saw here is this is a record and run tool. In QTP also you could record and it replace. So here you could record and it replace, right? No big deal. The script that you have to write, the code that you have to write, right? That code you should be writing in a language called Java, and you will be using something called Selenium WebDriver. Okay, now the question is, Selenium IDE can only do this. Where can I learn Selenium WebDriver from? What can I do, and how can I get started with that? Okay, so for Selenium WebDriver, there is a tool for Selenium WebDriver, right? As you can see, there is a tool for Selenium WebDriver that we have to download. And in tomorrow's class, I will be showing you that that tool that we will download is called Eclipse, right? So we will download that tool, right? And we will install that tool, right? And I will show you as how to code or how to write a simple program, right? Using Java, right? And Selenium WebDriver. So that's what we will be doing tomorrow. Now, I want you to be very, very sincere, not with me, but with yourself, right? Okay. If you think you understood whatever I was teaching you today, every class that is going to be from here onwards, it will be like that. I will make sure that you understand everything in the remaining of this course, whether it is Java, Bava, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You will be able to understand, because I will 100%, I will grab your hand and I will make you learn it. So you will be able to understand. Now, if you had difficulty with me today, then you must not join this course. You must not take this course, because if today you had difficulty, you would have difficulty all over the course, right? Because things are not going to be any easier than this. It'll be, little bit challenging from here onwards, because I will be showing you as how to download Eclipse, how to download Selenium WebDriver, how to start writing the code, and we're going to take baby steps. Again, I repeat myself, you cannot become an expert overnight. If you are really in a rush to learn these things, then you should start watching the videos. I have already shared the videos with you. Watch the videos and you can expedite your learning. But as far as our classes are concerned, it will be like this for the next 7 classes. Okay, I'm going to stop now and I will take up your questions if you have any. For those of you who have already registered, you already have the videos. You can watch the videos, and we will send you the link to come to the class tomorrow. Before the start of the class, we will be sending you the link tomorrow, so you can come to the class tomorrow. For those of you who are sitting on the border, like sitting on the edge and still have not decided whether to take this course or not, I am going to leave you with only one thing, and that is, of course, the decision is yours. You have to decide whether you want to take this course or not. If you ask me, I have 23 years of experience in this field. I am that grandpa, if you want to call me. So I can tell you that you will this is one of the best decision of your lives that you would be taking. You probably were very proud when you got married because it was like one of the best decisions that you have taken at that time of your life. This will come pretty close to it, if not beating it. For some, probably it would beat it. But for most of you, it is going to be equal. Why? Because from here onwards, it's up the hill. You are climbing up the corporate ladder, and you're going to start like 70,000, and then would be in a year and a half. I will not be surprised if you hit the $100,000 mark, and then from there onwards, and there is a cap for it. I'm not saying that, oh, one day you will be making $500,000. No, probably you would end up around like 140,000, 150,000 max in like 2-3 years. But that's where you're going with it. All right. Okay. If money is not of much importance to you, then it will add a lot of value to your resume, because now all of a sudden, from a manual tester, you are an automation tester. You will, get, I mean, good vibes learning this course, because it's Java that you are learning, it's Selenium you're learning, and it's going to open the doors for you to learn any number of other tools. Not to sell you anything more than what you want, but here you could go take a look into different courses that we have. Again, we work around the Costco or Sam's model. The more you buy, the less you pay for it. So rather than paying $399, if you buy it as a single course, if you buy it as a package, the same course, same everything, you could be paying, let's say, $200, because 200 times 6 is 1,200, and still $11.99, so it is still less than $200. If you don't want all 6, you could take 4, and this will be like $250 if you take like, or else just take one course, and that's what you would be paying. If you don't want the live session, if you want the videos, you could just pay $2.99, get the videos. Today we did not, I did not interacted with you, meaning that I was doing all the talking. Starting from tomorrow, we will be involving you in the conversations, meaning I'll do something, I'll ask you, you will ask me, so it'll be fun. You will learn it. So if not for anything, this course will definitely add value to your resume. With that, I'm going to let you go. If you don't have any questions, we'll call it a day here. I got to run and take a flight in the next hour or so. So I will be closing my shop. If you have any questions, talk to me right now. I will give you a good 5 minutes if you have any questions. Otherwise, that is it. So thank you for being here. I enjoyed you folks attending this. Tomorrow, the link will be sent to only those of you folks who have made the payment. So with that, I am going to stop here.